Misdiagnosis. Gustav tried to take his own life 3 times. Gustav Gottsch was diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 6 and was given medication for his illness. But Gustav did not have ADHD and ended up getting so sick that he tried to commit suicide several times. On Thursday, TV2/FYN told the story of a massive increase in the number of diagnoses. Patient associations welcome the development while researchers warn against the risk of overdiagnosis and misdiagnosis. Because according to the experts, the many diagnoses are not due to the fact that more Danes have fallen ill. Rather, it is because more people are being treated for diseases for which they would never have been treated before. Or they are treated for diseases that they do not have at all. I have always thought that I was different. One of the diseases where the number of diagnoses has increased dramatically in recent years is the mental disorder ADHD. A disorder that the now 15-year-old Gustav Gottsch has finally got rid of, but only after a long struggle. I have spent my whole life from the end of kindergarten thinking that I was different. That I had to control myself all the time. Although in principle I was just a very ordinary boy. Gustav Gottsch was just 6 years old when he was diagnosed. He showed all the classic signs of ADHD. And Gustav, like many others, received medicine for his illness. Medicine that made him sick. We could see some crazy side effects. He had a stomachache. He couldn't eat anything. We could see some crazy side effects. He had a stomachache. He couldn't eat anything. Was very restless. He looked like someone who had a thundercloud over his head, says Gustav's mother, Jonna Gottsch. I was constantly tired. And my fuse was so short. I constantly felt that I had to keep myself awake so that I didn't fall asleep, says Gustav Gottsch. Gustav gives up. The diagnosis overshadowed everything for the family. I think 80% of the time was spent keeping track of this case. It has just been mega exhausting, says Jonna Gottsch. For a year and a half, the misdiagnosis hung over Gustav Gottsch. And 3 times he tried to commit suicide. The last time there he climbed up those lampposts where these election posters were hanging. Because as he said, now that could be enough. Now he wanted to take the live wires. He knew that was dangerous, says Gustav's mother. Now that could be enough. Now he wanted to take the live wires. Fortunately, Gustav Gottsch was stopped every time and was then pulled out of school and immediately stopped taking his ADHD medication. We didn't believe it. You go into complete shock. We looked at each other and it actually first dawned on us that he was very bad. And if they had had him as an adult, they would have admitted him to a hospital ward. Because he was actually really bad and very fragile. And very affected by the side effects that were with that medicine, says Jonna Gottsch. The most important paper. Today, the family has paper that Gustav is not ill. A piece of paper that lies at the top of the filled binder, which contains hundreds of documents, and which is the symbol of a dark past in the Gottsch family. We think that this document is the most important document. It's what we take first if the house is on fire. Because this is what proves that Gustav is not ill, explains Jonna Gottsch.